Hi everyone, again it's Roberto Mickey again. I wanted to make this video to show you guys what we've been up to in the lab since the last time we posted. What you can see here is a mannequin with a snorkel mask, and this mannequin had a bad day, and you can see he's got 3 tubes sticking out of his head, one in his forehead, one coming out of his nose, and one coming out of his mouth, and you can see the 3 tubes come out of the back of his head. And in this picture it sort of looks like what happened in the Matrix. But unlike in the Matrix, the tubes are used for sampling and for creating respiratory drive or mimicking respiratory drive. So the forehead tube is for sampling in the top part of the mask. The nose tube is for sampling in the mouthpiece part of the mask. And the tube within the mouth is used or is hooked up or potentially could be hooked up to a pump to recreate breathing. In this particular mask, we modified the exhaust valve and actually capped it, and we're testing that cap with this setup. So 2 of the tubes coming out of the back of the mannequin head go to this 4-valve manifold, which allow the mannequin head to be connected to the particle counter. The 4-valve manifold is made of 4 parts. First, the top valve controls or allows air to be brought into the manifold through a filter. The second port allows us to bring in air unfiltered so that we can measure the outside ambient particle count. The third and fourth valves allow us to sample air that's coming from the mask, and we can discriminate between the 2 different sections of the mask, either the top part where the eyes are or the bottom part where the mouth and nose are. After the air leaves the manifold, it goes to the particle counter, and there the particles are counted. We've set up the particle counter to set and measure in 6 channels. One for 0.3 microns, one for 0.5 microns, one for 0.7 microns, one for 0.9 microns, one for 1.5 microns, and one for 2.5 microns. So in this current setting, we have the 2 valves that are going to the mask open and the 2 valves that are going to the outside world closed. And so this air now is passing through the manifold from the mask into the particle counter. We're going to turn it on. Once we turn it on, it starts measuring particles, and it's recorded into the computer. So we're going to fast forward the video now, but basically we're going to show the data and the particle count for the next 60 seconds that came out of the mask and into the particle counter. So the particle counter will measure the particles in the 6 channels and give us a cumulative count for each of the channels. And what you can see is that the particle count is very low, and at the end it ends up being 9 particles that were counted in the 0.3 micron level, and basically all the other channels are 0. So at this point we're going to close the lower channels and open up the outside air channels. By accident I opened up the one through the filter, but we're going to close the filter one and we're going to open up the outside channel, and we're going to measure the air that's outside of the mask, and we're going to measure the particles that are in the air for the next minute or so. So once again, for the sake of time, we're going to fast forward through this video part, but you can see the particle count is pretty significant outside. It's 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and I think our final particle count at the 0.3 micron level is 8,661 particles. So if you do some simple math, basically a particle count of 9 gives you a 99.89% efficiency in filtration. So these masks with these filters are very efficient at filtering out particles at the 0.3 micron level or greater. So simple plug, please subscribe below and support the channel.